Leeds@padloud.com.
Tour's been awesome. We have been playing a lot of new stuff, which is awesome because we were home for about 3 months writing and recording and hanging out with our pets and our families and taking a much needed break. But yeah, it feels good to be back out and playing for kids and just doing it. From Reading and Leeds. Well, those are two of the scariest shows I think I've ever played in my life.
Yeah.
It was just weird for us because I mean the year prior we had played the Festival Republic and we were in the tent and all that stuff, and it was kind of like if you wanted to see us you could just come watch us, but being on main stage obviously there's so many people that have never heard of you, so it was definitely like a little weird for us to get up there and kind of be like, wow, like we really need to just play, these people don't know who we are at all.
Yeah.
And that was actually a really awesome way for us to end out our touring cycle on Best Intentions, because it was like a way for us to kind of go back into the studio again after however many, like year and a half, 2 years, and kind of like have a fresh slate almost and be like, all right, we gotta try to write a record that a lot of different people can associate them, like, or just get into and stuff in general. So it was awesome though. It was a great experience. Absolutely. We since day one with this band we've just been going and going and going and going, and it's a big reason why we've been able to do what we do for so long. So many bands like that we've toured with, like even coming up from grassroots VFW touring, sleeping in our van in parking lots, and then eventually being able to, you know, like be support on some bigger tours like bus tours, and I mean just still you're in the van just pushing along, but you're staying in hotel rooms and whatever. But no, I mean it just got to the point where we were just touring for so long, and it was almost like, when are we going to record this record? And it was just like, we gotta get you over here, we gotta get you over here, we gotta get you over here. So we were hitting all these international markets, and it was great. It was amazing 2012 and 2013 of just so much international touring. But we almost missed out on a lot of stuff in the States, and we kind of stopped playing in the States for a little while. And a lot of fans were like really kind of pissed about it. But it's hard playing in the States. It's a huge like demographic of people that have to cater to, and the tours, I mean, people, it's just, we're in America at least, it's a rough time right now, and not everybody can afford to come out to a show, and I'm not sure where that sound's coming from. No, keep going. No, but yeah, it's a little weird, but it's gonna be good to go back. We're gonna have a headliner after this there. Oh yeah, right after this tour we're going back home. We're doing a headliner, our first U.S. headliner ever, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, we're gonna do it, and it's gonna be really good. I think. I know it'll be good.
Awesome.
It was one of those things where it was just in our best interest just to come over here and kind of get the ball rolling. So we had put out the singles and everything, and that was one thing we really wanted to make sure was that like those songs were out while we were here. Yeah. So we could just get kids excited over here because we knew we were going to be gone for a little while. But yeah, that was the big thing. We knew we had our U.S. headliner coming up and everything, so we were kind of just like, yeah, let's go back to the UK, do some shows, and also it's just going to just segue really well into us doing our headliner and getting back into it, because it has been, like I was saying, it's been like 3 months, so it's been a long time. It was kind of like after we did the record, we were just home and doing random little things here and there, one-offs here and there, but like it's good to have, it's almost like our practice for when we get back in the States. And yeah.
Okay.
The reaction's been awesome so far. I mean, it's definitely a different record than I thought we were going to make. Okay. Yeah, we started writing so long ago. I remember even like this past, I guess it was last January, we were already halfway through writing, and we were just like, so when are we going to do this record? They're like, we're thinking that it's going to come out next January or February or whatever it was at that time. And we were just kind of like, so we just got done doing all these demos and, you know, like really kind of grinding and everything, and it's still not going to be out for that long. We still have this much more time. So yeah, I mean, we had a lot of time to write, and going in with John Feldman, amazing producer, amazing human being. But he taught us so much as far as what makes our songs bad. And that was like, okay, all right, like, so we can learn from this, we can pull apart these puzzle pieces and like bring in his magic and work with him, and like just the growing in our songwriting with him, it was just really cool to be a part of the whole thing. And I mean, there's some of the best songs I think we've ever written collectively as a group, so like I'm excited for everyone else to hear them. I mean, we've already put out almost half of it already, but I mean, it's good because I mean, we wanted it to come out way like earlier than it's coming out, so. I can tell you, there's no features. That was the one thing out of the gates. We were kind of like, we weren't sure. We were kind of like going back and forth with like, should we have guest vocals on this? Because we've always had some kind of guest vocal. I mean, even though we didn't do anything on Best Intentions until Alex like came in. Yeah, right away that was kind of the thing we were all talking about. I know even our label was like, well, you know, like All Time Low did the song Pierce the Veil. It's great. And we were like, yeah, like I could see like maybe we could write a song, because we were in the studio when this was all coming. Like maybe we can have like like a heavier jam. We could have Vic come in, but yeah, we thought about it, and in the end we were just like, maybe we should just put this out and just almost like like a clean slate, just be like, this is it, like this is what we've done. But song like style and sonically and sound wise, I mean, there's a lot of songs. I mean, a lot of people were definitely a little freaked out when we put out Best Thing first, because they were like, what is this? Yeah. And they weren't really sure if like it was gonna be only Tay album, or like I was just not singing anymore. But no, yeah, there's tons of songs on there where it's back and forth, and it's a more, I don't want to use the word mature, because every time someone says mature, the album is terrible. But no, it's just growing up. I mean, it's been 2 years, so. No, like I mean, I was touring when I was a kid. I was touring when I was 17, and I remember just everything as far as just touring and just not having a job. Like I haven't had a real job since I was 17 years old. Like I don't even know what I'm gonna do when it all ends. So like for all of us to kind of share this journey together, like once we finally met each other, and like me and Mike have been friends for a while. Me and Rob were in bands in the past together, and Cameron, like all through the whole Poughkeepsie scene, and Tay coming in, and all of us just like, wow, this is awesome, this works. But yeah, it's crazy. Like even a couple days ago, this girl brought out a set list from Hubfest in 2011. I think it was the first time we had ever come over here, and it was just crazy to see the set list and be like, holy shit, we only had this many songs. Like we were playing Love Story, we were playing a Taylor Swift cover, like, and then now we're here, and like we're lucky enough to be able to like sell out like this room tonight, like in Portsmouth, where it's just like we played here with Mayday Parade, and I think it was the last night of the tour, and I remember that we had a big pizza party on stage, and it was hilarious. But yeah, it's been a wild ride so far. Yeah, it's been crazy. I mean, yeah, I guess for a long time, like ever since, I mean, me and Rob have been doing a lot of stuff together, like since we were kids, but it's crazy, man. I never thought I'd be here doing interviews at this age. I thought I'd be kicked out. I'm still living with our parents. A lot of us, like we all live with our parents just because we're never home. I mean, we're only home like however many days out of the year, 40 days or so, give or take, in weird increments. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's definitely a surreal experience, but it's hard work, and like that's why we had to take that break, because it was getting to the point where, like, especially with Tay, she was having some vocal issues, and it just gets to the point too when you're in a van and you have like 9 people in the van and there's no personal space. And so I mean, this time around we're definitely trying to make the right decisions, and when we invest in going out on certain tours, like prioritizing my bad on just like, yeah, like finding out what we're gonna do, how we're gonna get off days, and how we're gonna set it up, which is cool because we're doing our own headliner. I mean, it's not really that hard because I'm just so used to it, but yeah, I mean, I never left the country when I was in my old band, but no, I mean, just the fact that we tour so much, they understand. I mean, I'd rather be away, because I feel like if I was home, it would be like I'd be a burden, just like this kid who just, or I guess man, that's hanging out around the house, like watching TV, playing video games. But no, and they're all really supportive. All of our parents like are super stoked on what we do. They have a private Facebook group, and they all converse, and we don't know what they talk about, but it's probably all about us. And yeah, but they're awesome. We came up with the idea of Weird Kids so long ago. I still remember, I think it was, I'm trying to put an exact date on when we exactly did it, but I remember Mike came to my house. It had to have been 1.5 years ago, and he came to my house and he had this like idea. He was like, I have this crazy idea, I think we should talk about it, blah, blah. I'm driving like home right now, I'm gonna come to your house, it's on the way. And I remember he was just like, yeah, I have this idea about Weird Kids. He's like, we're doing this thing, like I feel like we're trying to like be what we're not, and blah blah blah. He's like, we're just fucking weird people, and I think that we should just try to be lame, but not try to be lame, but just be yourself almost, and just be like, not strive to be something that we're not. And he's like, with this record especially, he's like, we can't fuck this up pretty much, because at that point it was like we had so many just rough moments on that album. So I mean, we thought about the idea for a while, and we were just like, yeah, like Weird Kids might be kind of cool, and eventually, yeah, it just stuck. And Attention even was originally called Weird Kids because it had that tag and all that stuff in it, but we were like, well, I guess we can't have Weird Kids and call the album Weird Kids, and then it would be creepy and weird. It was weird, but yeah, I'm pretty stoked on it. We've gotten some really messed up things I can't really mention on camera, really disturbing things, but I'm not really sure. I mean, there was this one kid, I'm not even sure if he's still like alive, I don't even know where he went, but yeah, there was this kid, he used to bring us all kinds, I'm not sure if he was a hoarder or something, but he would bring us all kinds of like used stuff, like used deodorant, like half-burnt candles, like boxes of half-eaten cereal, really weird shit. And I remember he came out to one of our hometown shows, and oh god, one of the bouncers at our old venue, The Chance, that we used to play, he left recently, but I remember he was there that day, and he was just like, who does this guy think he is? Like, I'm coming out with y'all, I'm gonna whoop his ass. So I was just like, oh, this is great. But yeah, we've gotten some really weird stuff, I mean, but I love when kids bring out, like, you know, all kinds of like cool gifts and stuff. But yeah, we've gotten some interesting things. Yeah, absolutely. For everyone who's watching, thanks for sticking with us, and yeah, it's gonna be a great year, and I'm excited for everybody to hear Weird Kids in its entirety.
Reviews and interviews with all your favourite bands at planetloud.com.